We spend roughly a third of our lives asleep. And in that time, our minds go somewhere. We don't fully understand where. We don't fully understand what happens there or what, if anything, has access to us while we're in that state. Science can describe the mechanics of sleep. It cannot fully explain the experience of it. Most dreams evaporate with the morning. Most stay safely on the other side of waking. But the people in tonight's stories had experiences that didn't stay there, that followed them back across the line between sleeping and waking, that left evidence, or marks, or knowledge that had no business being in a dream. 3 stories, 3 nights, 3 dreams that were something more. Sleep well. I'm not a person who puts stock in premonitions. I want to say that clearly. I'm a practical person. I work in logistics. I like systems and data and things that can be measured. What I'm about to tell you doesn't fit into any framework I have for understanding the world, and I've been trying to fit it for 3 years. In February of that year, I had a dream. Vivid, specific, the kind that doesn't fade when you wake up. I dreamed I was driving on the highway near my home, a stretch of 94 I use every day, and I watched a green SUV drift across the center line and hit a white sedan head-on. I saw it clearly. The green SUV, the white sedan, the point of impact, the overpass in the background that told me exactly where on the highway it happened. I woke up shaken, told my husband. He said it was just a dream. I agreed, because of course it was. 4 days later, on a Wednesday morning, I was driving to work on that exact stretch of highway. I saw the overpass ahead of me, and I felt something, a physical sensation, a cold certainty that made me slow down and move to the right lane. A green SUV in the left lane ahead of me drifted across the center line and struck a white sedan. I was far enough back because I had slowed down. The accident was bad, but no one died. I pulled over and called 911 and sat in my car with my hands shaking on the steering wheel. I have never had another dream like that. I hope I never do. Because if I did, I would not know what to do with it. Whether to tell someone, whether they'd believe me, whether anything I said would make a difference. And I think about that sometimes. If I'd had the dream and ignored it, if I'd been in the left lane, if I hadn't slowed down, I think about it more than I should. This happened over a period of about 6 weeks, 2 years ago. I've thought carefully about how to tell it because I'm aware of how it sounds. I'm asking you to hear it anyway. It started with a recurring dream. Same setting each time. A large, empty house. Unfamiliar, with long hallways and rooms I'd never been in. In the dream, I was always searching for something. I never found it. I always woke before I did. In the 3rd week of the dream, something new appeared. A figure in one of the hallways. Far away, mostly obscured by the dream's particular low light. It was there each night after that, in different hallways, always distant. It never approached. It never spoke. In the 5th week, I woke at around 3 a.m. from the dream and lay in the dark of my bedroom. Normal waking, slightly disoriented. Heart rate elevated the way it sometimes is after vivid dreams. I lay still for a moment. In the corner of my bedroom, in the same low light I recognized from the dream, the figure was standing. Same proportions, same stillness. In my bedroom, in the physical world, in the corner by the closet. turned on the light. The corner was empty. This happened 3 more times over the following 2 weeks. Always after the dream. Always in that corner. Always gone when the light came on. The dream stopped after the 6th week. The figure in my room stopped appearing. I've had no recurrence in 2 years. I have no explanation. I've considered sleep paralysis, hypnagogic hallucination, stress-induced imagery. All of those things are possible. But in sleep paralysis, you cannot move. I moved. I reached over and turned on the light. And every time, the corner was empty. Not gradually. Instantly. The way a dream ends. I debated whether to include this story. It's the most personal thing I've ever shared publicly. I'm sharing it because I think it's important, and because my husband, I believe, would want it told. My husband passed away 2 years ago, very suddenly, of a cardiac event. He was 51. He was healthy. There was no warning. The morning before he died, he told me about a dream he'd had the night before. He was not typically someone who remembered his dreams, and he was a little sheepish about it, laughing slightly as he told me at breakfast. He said he dreamed he was in a beautiful place. He struggled to describe it. Said it was like being outdoors, but the air felt different, cleaner. He said he'd seen both his parents there, who had passed years ago. He said they looked young and well. He said in the dream, his father had told him it was almost time to come home. My husband laughed after telling me this, said it sounded morbid. I said it sounded lovely, actually. We finished breakfast. He went to work. He collapsed at his desk at 2:15 that afternoon. He was gone before the ambulance arrived. I've thought about that dream every day since. I've thought about the word almost. Almost time. Not yet. Almost. And I found a strange comfort in it that I didn't expect. Because if the dream was just a dream, it means nothing. A coincidence. The brain constructing random imagery from memory and emotion. But if it was something else, if he was shown something, given some preparation, allowed to see something before the end, then he wasn't entirely surprised. Then there was something waiting for him that looked like his parents, young and well. I don't know which is true. I have chosen, in the absence of certainty, to believe the version that brings me peace. Some questions don't have answers we can reach in this life. Some we carry, some we wait for.